Let's do it, baby.
Just give us a countdown whenever. Truth is playing? Damn. I'll do the intro.
Yeah. Cool. Alright.
Ruber, are we doing phase and optics still? Cool. What's going on, Saints Nation, and welcome back to another broadcast. Today we have some Call of Duty action as we have phase and optic gameplay. My name is Pedro, or Press, or whatever you want to call me, and welcome to my caster.
Hi, my name is Hayden, also known as Phaser. I'm excited to cast some Call of Duty today with you, Pedro.
I do believe we have some awesome matchups, as we have the most historic Call of Duty matchup being phase and optic. Who are you looking forward to seeing play?
I know we've rallied some players together to get on that Team Optic, so I'm excited for Optic tonight.
I, on the other hand, believe in my favorite team of all time, FaZe Clan. So I might be a little biased here in terms of who I want to see winning, but I believe it will be a fun game as we have Hardpoint on Nuketown, which
Action-packed.
Everyone knows Nuketown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be insane amounts of kills, insane amounts of deaths, and I believe we will see a lot of just awesome gameplay from both sides of the team.
Yeah, I'm expecting some big kill streaks, some beautiful 4Ks in the kill feed. It's going to be a fun time.
Now, I did challenge one of the players before this to go for a nuke. So we will see how ratty he can get as we hope to see a nuke.
Yeah, nuke is a tall task, but I think these guys are prepared. You know, they're out there, they're ready.
They look like they're having fun.
Glad we got people in the seats today for our games.
Absolutely. And especially after the COVID shutdown, seeing people in person, it really is a game changer. Having the emotion there and the crowd is just going to go crazy.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good time. Two historic franchises going at it once again on a historic map, historic game mode. It's gonna be very interesting to see what these guys cook up for us today.
Absolutely. I'm fully excited just to see how this will wholly plan out, because realistically these two teams are very close in skill. There's a lot of players who just can completely frag out, and there's other players who are smart enough to hold down their fort. And going into the game, I'm expecting a lot of kills. I mean, if no one has a trophy system on the hardpoint, it will be really hard for anyone to hold it down. And as we get into the gameplay here, we have both teams just setting up, ready to go crazy. Are you excited?
I am. We've got, looks like one team at the greenhouse here, another team at the yellow house. Some classic Nuketown spawns.
Absolutely. This looks so fully awesome. And with the game starting in 9 seconds, it's getting nerve-wracking. I'm feeling a little bit of pressure. Look at these knives come out, showing them go a little crazy. But starting off with the beats on FaZe Clan, just diving in. And Truth gets the first kill as both teams are just trading out, and FaZe Clan takes the lead.
Yeah, nice double kill by Brandon right there to open it up for Optic. Another one, add on to it. The Optic is just hogging up that kill feed right now. They're on the point. Sushi trying to hold down the spawn. Doing a pretty good job.
And Sushi just getting a good frag in the greenhouse. And I mean, we're just seeing Sushi run rampant currently. And he's doing a really good job at staying alive and kind of being a nuisance for this FaZe team, especially with Optic taking a 16-9 lead.
Yeah, FaZe Clan, you know, they got a little bit of points on that first hard point, but Optic, they've been kind of holding it down that whole time, really. You know, flipping spawns. I think they're about to notice here that FaZe is going to push for that point. They're not sure. A couple guys behind them.
Now, that spawn flip was absolutely crucial.
one of these
just
teams has got to get on
the hard point switching, but there's some gunfights in the middle of the field. And now FaZe is back on the hard point as we see Brandon trying to get a frag to take back the hard point, but he is currently blinded. Now he's just taking his time with that lovely dark matter camo. You have to look at this guy and think, damn, he's going crazy. Brandon just feeding him in factions.
Yeah,
he's playing an insane game.
Optic's taking hold of this greenhouse right here. FaZe has got to make some move here.
Absolutely, and you just see them taking those mid fights, and it's going great. I mean, they're just fragging out, constant team wipes as the spawns flip again, and FaZe Clan starts spawning on the greenhouse side, which is the side where the hard point is. And as we see Brandon go down,
you know, FaZe Clan, they're gotta make a move right here. Here it is.
FaZe is contesting the spot.
Brandon with the double.
Ooh! But Optic is putting up a hard fight. But unfortunately, FaZe does have the spawn on the hard point, and they're starting to climb back a little bit as the score is 45-20, but Optic is already on the next hard point.
Yeah, FaZe seems to be capturing that hard point just at the last second right there. It's kind of rough. I mean, they can try and take it here, but with these spawns flipping, Optic's gonna get it once again.
Absolutely, and when you see players as talented as Seawads on the FaZe Clan team, you just have to wonder what is going wrong for them not to be fragging out. But they are doing a good job at getting those kills, but the issue is the player on the hard point. No one is able to contest the hard point, and when they do, it's almost so vulnerable that it's not even worth getting on the hard point, but rather getting frags to hold the other team off the hard point.
Yeah, Optic really, you know, they're not too concerned with this hard point. They're kind of fragging out, but FaZe Clan is filling up that kill feed. Brandon with a double, onto the point he goes. Could he get the triple here? Behind the car, he does. He captures that triple. And a fourth behind the fence. It's beautiful work from Brandon.
That is absolutely beautiful. Brandon's just that guy right now. No one can stop him. FaZe Clan really do have to put a hand up because Brandon's just getting another one. And he's trying to find his fifth, was that?
Almost.
He's just completely fragging out for life. And as we see factions taking a gunfight at the top of the house. And now both teams just contesting the spawn, but factions gets taken down by Zarin. And Zarin was unfortunately not able to hold that point as Brandon gets the kill.
I think there was a little bit of teabagging going on right there from Brandon. Optic taking the point again. FaZe has got to come in here. They got to come in swinging. Here they go.
I mean, you do have to kind of realize the fight that FaZe Clan is putting up as they're taking the hard point back. The score may seem a little lopsided, but FaZe are still in this game.
For sure, Pedro. FaZe has got to take control again of this hard point. Zarin coming in, he's going to get a double, maybe? No, Truth is going to deny it. Truth could have gone for the second there. Didn't feel like it.
He's overheating a little bit as we see Press take down factions, but Seawads gets taken down by Brandon, and now it's a little calm now in these streets, but Sushi gets his kill on over Seawads, and it's just kind of trading back and forth. No one's really playing the hard point. I mean, it is a hard point on car, which is a little bit of a vulnerable spot, especially with top windows and both houses being completely open for players to feed from. But you do have to start wondering, when are these teams going to capitalize on the hard points? Because when you're FaZe Clanning, you're down about 40 points. You have to start contesting some of these hard points, or else it becomes really difficult. And we see Optic on the hard point right now as I couldn't see exactly who is staying on the car, but those trophy systems are keeping that player holding the point alive. Brandon knows how to keep himself alive and frag out.
Yeah, Brandon's gonna grab a double here, I think. No, he's gonna get denied by the grenade. Truth. Beautiful headshot onto Seawads.
Now we are looking for some fragging out because FaZe is currently feasting. I mean, at this point, if it was a TDM match, you'd think FaZe is winning. But Optic is playing the objective. They're playing it smart, and they're playing the game how it's meant to be played. As we see Press enter site, trying to take a gunfight, but he goes down as Faction gets the kill. And now we're just seeing trades back and forth, and Optic still on site. And that's been the moral of the story the entire game. But now we do have FaZe Clan on the site. This is a good time for FaZe to be on the site, as we're barely seeing the points tick up. FaZe just is not capping the site, and Optic is just running away with the win if FaZe does not play the site more often.
Yeah, FaZe is, like you said, they're fragging out, but they really got to hold this point down. Contested. They're not going to hold it for very long, Pedro. It's not looking good here. The score is just climbing up for Optic.
I mean, you do have to question how much FaZe wants this win. Are they lost in their glory? Do they just want to show out and show that they are them in terms of taking one-on-one gunfights? But we are seeing them take this point on Car. The trophy system goes down by beats, but nothing to follow it up, as one gunfight lost means no one's on site for FaZe.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, I mean, FaZe, they can't hold this site for very long. Optic's got that window position up there.
I mean, yeah, FaZe, I mean, you just gotta hope that FaZe can kind of show out, because, I mean, Optic are playing these spawn flips perfectly. Optic are playing these gunfights perfectly, and as they take hard points, they're keeping one person on the hard point. As we saw earlier this week, we saw a very clear strategy from Saints, actually, who like to keep that one player on a hard point, but unfortunately, FaZe Clan just haven't been able to do so, but now they are, as I can't exactly tell who is on the hard point, but they are absolutely carrying FaZe back to this game.
Looks like Beats on the hard point. He's taking one for the team here. Fired at from all angles. Zarin with a double, helping his teammate out on the hard point. Beats goes down, but that was some good points right there from FaZe Clan.
Absolutely, cutting it down when they were at 40 points, back up to 80. I mean, just because Green has this current hard point does not mean the game's over. As we see Press trying to just get some impacts, but Beats trying to just interrupt from all angles, and that he does as he gets a kill on Brandon. And as we know, that kill on Brandon is so key and important to taking back the site, because Brandon is a really good site holder.
Seawads with the mistakes were made. That's not good. We see Optic, they've doubled their score here compared to FaZe almost. But FaZe, you know, they're going to climb back again in that house, in that hard point. Nice frag kill by Factions. Press refragging. Gonna go for a double. Just misses it, but Sushi with a double of his own.
It's an unfortunate whip to Press.
Yeah.
But you do have to notice that the reason why FaZe is really struggling on the hard point is because they're just not putting down that trophy system. That trophy system is what will allow them to basically roam free. So these nades like this that Brandon are throwing just take down the FaZe players on the site, and it becomes a really hard game for FaZe to climb back from when there's no trophy system on the site to protect them.
Yeah, Brandon's really been wreaking some havoc on these guys. That's a triple for Brandon right there behind the car. With that nade, that's 4 in 1 life. Could we get a kill streak going here from Brandon from like earlier?
Yeah, and Brandon being 41 and 16 currently, you can only imagine how much he's enjoying the game. At this point, this isn't even competitive for him. This is just fun.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I go into casuals, you know myself, I'm a very hardcore gamer, and you just kind of have to go off at times like this. But we see FaZe Clan get a 3-piece, and they just get the site for free as Brandon is waiting to just get that one kill, and he does, taking down Seawads with the headshot over Car.
FaZe is creeping back. They're only down now by about 100, which is not too bad compared to where they've been. Optic, though, they've taken control of this greenhouse. Brandon from the high ground sees one. Gets the second, the knife and the teabag. That's disrespect from Brandon. He's going to take this point.
I do think the league commissioner does have to have a talk with Brandon over these teabagging allegations, because this is a finable offense.
Brandon is just going off with that kill streak, a double.
He knows he's good, but it pays to be humble, and that he is not.
He's shut down right there. Shut down by Press. Truth on the hard point. Gonna try and contest it. Goes in. Gets denied by Seawads with the double. Factions tries to get in there last, and he's gonna get cut off by Press.
That is a great team wipe that we want to see from FaZe. Them closing it down. I mean, there's still time. They just need to be on the site. And as we see FaZe Beats just take the site, unfortunately he goes back up to the top spawn. But FaZe does indeed play the hard point. And we do see a FaZe team that is getting more and more aggressive as they're fragging out. We could very well see a comeback with 50 seconds remaining in the game. If they keep holding that hard point, they could even come back.
Yeah, it's do or die. It's do or die right here for FaZe Clan. They've got to control this hard point. They can't let this match timer go down. Beefs gets one onto Seawads, or Truth it looks like, onto Factions for the next. A third onto Sushi. Gonna pull out the new gun. Blown up. No
Again,
trophy
it's just
system.
grenades.
No trophy system. You mentioned it earlier, Pedro. I think it's crucial on these hard points.
Of course, and when there are no nades, it really creates, when there are nades, it creates a problem when there's no trophy system, because looking at the game, it's a very simple game. Shoot body. But when there's nades and everything flying at you, it becomes a team wipe. And we're seeing Optic just going for frags. They know they're comfortable with the lead.
Yeah.
FaZe kind of has to put on pressure on the hard points to maybe come back. But no, Optic, they're just comfortable. They're comfortable. They want the frags. As we see Press rotate into house, and he goes to take a gunfight, but Beats just kind of covering that mid just to make sure no one's able to aggress the house. But it's becoming a little difficult for FaZe to really claw back as we see the timer is down to 27.3 seconds.
Yeah, the timer is going down. I think Optic is about 15 away. FaZe is clawing back. Sushi needs to make some impact right here to secure the game. He gets one, but gets traded out by Beats. Truth on the hard point. Gonna try and find one in the corner. Gets denied again by that utility. Press and C-Wads follow it up. FaZe making a comeback very slowly. Not a lot of time left.
I mean, as we're saying, FaZe looking like they're struggling. Although they look like they're struggling, they're back to a 169 to 236 scoreline. It's possible for FaZe to take this win. They just have to lock down and get to the next site instantly. As they're fighting for this hard point, they take it, and FaZe has time. FaZe has time to possibly get this win. And they just need to completely stay on site. As they do, Press gets a two-piece, and he's staying alive, and unfortunately dies to Sushi. And Sushi's just fragging out in that midfield, and it becomes a hard game to watch when you see the timer run down to 6 seconds, but FaZe gets on the spot.
All they can do now is just watch Optic end this game, unfortunately. Optic doesn't have to do much. They just got to frag a little bit more, which they've been doing quite well. Onto the hard point again. Zeren with the triple. Beautiful play to save the game, potentially. His teammates are coming to back him up.
He might have just saved the game for FaZe because he's just fragging out. He's holding that site down. He wants this win. And as the timer reaches 1 second, Optic just has to stay on the site or let the timer run out, and Optic Gaming takes the first win.
Let's go, Brendan.
It was a really exciting first match. 244 to 195 is your final for game one. Optic Gaming taking a 1-0 lead over FaZe Clan. Exciting hardpoint match on Nuketown right there.
I mean, we really did see Brandon just go off that entire game, and I think he did what he had to as an Optic player to just get those kills. He was very crucial in that Optic win. And going into game two, I think we're going to be really excited as we see Brandon get 48 non-traded kills.
Yeah,
that's
Brandon,
impressive.
He was on fire right there. A couple triples, some good utility damage coming in, and he was also on the hard point too. He wasn't just fragging out. He's not just the frag guy. You got to give him some objective time right there.
Absolutely. And I mean, you might look at the teams and think they're a little one-sided, but if we remember one thing, FaZe can frag out. So dependent on the next game mode we're going into, it could become a completely different game as we start to see FaZe frag out and possibly get kills and just completely swap momentum.
Yeah, FaZe, they really fought back right there. At one point, they were at 40 points. Optic had a huge lead over them, and they closed the gap, reasonably. They still lost by about 50, but, all you can do for FaZe right there is you take that one on the chin, you move on to the next game. Hopefully you can tie it up and move on from there.
And as we are preparing to watch a replay brought to you by as we just see Darren get 1, 2, 3, and he's just going off holding that hard point. You can see how much Darren really wanted it. So as he puts on the trophy system, we see it's just immaculate. I mean, the gameplay from Zeren there, I mean, it's the final 5 seconds. He had to do what had to be done.
Had to go for the hero play. I
Absolutely.
appreciate the triple on the point, too. His teammates, though, they couldn't really back him up. Unfortunately, it led to nothing after that, but Zeren with a beautiful triple on the car there.
I mean, having a teammate not back you up is something that can be really difficult in hardpoint, but when we load into our next match, we're doing some search and destroy. And search and destroy is one of those game modes where if you find the right picks at the right time, anything's possible.
It's tense. Search and destroy is very tense. Compared to hardpoint, it's a lot more strategic. You got to use those grenades. You got to use those flashes a bit more strategically, a bit more with some intent, I would say. I'm kind of excited to see how Brandon does. He's got big multi-frag potential. He could swing some of these rounds just by himself.
Absolutely. Now we're going to go back to an intermission, and we will see you guys very shortly. Cool.
fine. That's fine. I just was like, I didn't hear it, so I was like, oh.
Yeah. That happened on Wednesday when we were practicing. There were
Yeah.
some things you were being told, and I was just caught out.
Okay.
Are you fragging out or what? Yeah, but we're on break right now. Shouldn't you go back to the game? We're not done. welcome back to the Saints broadcast. Now we do have game 2 here, and I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Search and Destroy on Skyline. I can't ask for much more. A little bit more tactical. I love it. I love it, Pedro.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more tactical than what we remember in terms of that hardpoint game, because it kind of looked like a mess as we saw FaZe Clan taking the hardpoint really late into the game, but Optic was just fragging out. But this time is where frags don't make necessarily as big of a difference, but rather the position as to where the frags are happening can make a difference.
Yeah, I think FaZe Clan needs to take the end of that Nuketown match, bring it into Skyline. You know, you got to take that positive energy, that big comeback momentum, bring it onto Skyline, try and take an early lead. Don't look back. Don't let up. Don't let up on Optic, because they are coming, and Brandon is on the hunt here, and it's going to be a little bit dangerous.
I mean, Brandon right now does indeed look dangerous, but you have to question his impact on a game mode like SND, because although he can frag out, how much of his overheating will equal to actual impact kills? Because when you have a hot player like Brandon, the constant diving in to take those gunfights, that can cause harm to your team. So we really need to see a little bit more organization from that Optic roster in terms of that, because we could see FaZe, we already saw them. They're patient. They wait for their time to strike. But Optic can be a team that can just dive in, get those kills when needed, but it can hurt them as well.
Yeah, I think FaZe has got a little bit more methodical nature to their game. I think that'll bode well for them on Search and Destroy. You know, you got to tame the beast, and I think FaZe is primed to take this one, Pedro.
Absolutely. And Skyline is one of those maps that are so open that anything is possible. I mean, we could see someone easily go onto the crane and just take a gunfight without the other team even noticing. And as we get into the gameplay, I'm excited. I mean, I think FaZe takes this one.
I'm gonna go with FaZe as well. I'm gonna go against Brandon. It's a big shock after that first game, but I think FaZe has got it here. They just gotta play.
I mean, Skyline is just one of those maps where anything is possible, but we do see FaZe get 3 picks right off the bat, and our prediction may seem wrong, but I trusted C-Wads to possibly do something, but he's just lost, and Optic takes .1.
Yeah, Truth there had a nice double to open up the round. Beautiful stuff. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Truth. 3-0. Round ceiling kill right here on C-Wads.
I mean, it really is surprising how Truth is just able to sweep the team. I mean, 3 kills, that's above half of the FaZe Clan player base. But, I mean, you really do have to sort of question FaZe's ability and their start. I mean, they have to play together. They have to take positions together. And as we see Truth just kind of play a little patient this time, let his teammates go through. I mean, anything is possible in this game, because we see Brandon take a very optimistic position, but Factions gets 2 kills, leaving Zarin and Beats in a 2v4. But this is more than winnable, because we know Zarin can pop off, but Beats gets 1 pick. Brandon's rushing. Is that Beats from behind? I mean, Brandon's just out here playing with the drill. I mean, I respect it. I mean, if he gets 1, then honestly, play of the game. But now that it's a 2v1, we know that it's possible for FaZe to actually get a point. And FaZe, what a comeback after those early 2 losses in terms of players down.
Yeah, they went down 2 there, but Faction and Beats, they pulled it back, and not sure what Brandon was going for right there. I think he was trying to get a nice sneaky pick on Beats, but didn't work out too well. FaZe, they have the momentum now. Now they've got to hold off this Optic attack. That is going to be the key here.
Absolutely. I mean, anything is possible in a game mode like Search and Destroy, but we haven't seen anyone really take the bomb sites. It's been constant, you know, just offense. But we do need to see this Optic team just take a bomb site, get bombed down. But as it's standing, Optic just wants the gunfights. As we see a trade from Truth just getting traded by Beats, and it's just a perfect game plan execution. But we do see Brandon get a kill, but Beats also gets another trade, And Optic just kind of chases down Beats, and Zarin left in a 2v1.
Swarmed by Optic right there. Zarin is left alone. But Optic, they're the ones that have to make the move here. They've got to scout the map. They've got to find where Zarin is hiding. He could be on either one of these sites. They have no idea where he is. And I don't know if Zarin is hearing something or if he's just moving prematurely here.
I mean, Zarin has a really good hold currently. He is able to watch both sides. Obviously, B is elevated and A is on the lower ground. But as we see Optic get the bomb down, it kind of puts pressure on Zarin. He has to make a move. And making this move will be important.
He's going to get into a gunfight here down this hallway. This is an important frag. He can get it. He's not going to be able to find it immediately. He's going to have to reload on top of this rooftop here as Optic is repositioning. Brandon moving in. I'm not sure Zarin is aware of his position. He might be sneaking up behind him. Zarin has got to make a move for that bomb.
It almost feels like Factions is time wasting because we see that Brandon flanked. And Brandon really wants that drill kill as Zarin dives in, but he gets finished!
No! Executed on the bomb site. Oh my goodness, Zarin had it. He had it. He had the positioning.
That is insane. I mean, Brandon gets his pick on Zarin. He chased that around the map, and I mean, Zarin feels absolutely humiliated, but Brandon feels absolutely... That was great.
That was satisfying. He went all the way around the map right there, hunting his target, and he found him right at the end, right on the bomb site as Zarin tried to go for the hero play.
I mean, you can't really ignore that. We have to see that in the replay. But, damn, yeah, no, that's just one of those plays that kind of puts you at a loss of words. But now we have FaZe Clan on attack. They do have to get bombed down as we see Press take down Factions. This could lead to a very interesting play where we see FaZe actually possibly take a win here and even it up to 2-2. As we see Zarin get bombed down, that is going to be absolutely crucial in terms of swaying the round in terms of FaZe.
Yeah, a relatively free plant right there from FaZe. They've only, they're only down, well, now it's down 3 members, Pedro. I thought it was going to be a nice hold there. They kind of got collapsed on by Optic. It's not looking too great for Beats, who's going to go down.
But this is Zarin's time to make up for the last round. It's a 1v1, but we know Brandon. Brandon is trying his hardest to find another knife kill, but Zarin is able to capitalize as he used that 6th sense from the last round. And I think that was very smart from Zarin because being able to understand, hey, this guy knifed me last round. Let me just check behind me and get that free pick on Brandon. Zarin is thinking out of his mind right now.
Brandon is a little sneaky, and Zarin is not having any of it right now. That was a great awareness play from Zarin right there, and I love that Brandon went for the dive into the pool and said, I'm not doing, this knife thing ain't working for me. I gotta pull out the pistol and at least put up a fight here.
I mean, it just doesn't work out. You have to understand how cocky Brandon is getting, and you have to realize how valid it is. He has been absolutely popping off this series, both in map 1 and this current map, obviously humiliating the opponents. But we see Optic take a bit of a weird stance as we see Truth rush into their spawn, but Zarin gets taken up by Brandon as Optic's kind of taking a very... No way we're seeing the toxicity come up, but we are seeing both teams kind of collapse onto each other. So anything is possible here.
Optic moving together right here. They're in the elevator shaft. They're going to head up. That's going to make some audio cues for Seawads, who's going to get one and traded out by Factions. Now it's down into a 1v1 once again.
I mean, me personally, I think Press has the time to take this, but we have to see Optic just put the bomb down. This has been something, I mean, an issue with Optic, where they're playing more for frags rather than the actual objective. But as Factions gets onto A site, we finally do see the bomb go down, as Press has to make the rotate quick.
Yeah, Press is aware now. It's got to be on A site, but Factions is just running through this map. He is going to reposition immediately onto a nice angle right where he planted the bomb. Press is a little bit confused. I'm not sure if he's aware he's on defense and he's got to defuse this, but we're looking at a little bit of a stalemate right now. Factions, although it could be working out, Press is kind of sowing some doubt into Factions here. Defusing now.
He could be getting that ninja defuse! Who got it? Optic
Optic.
won the round. I thought FaZe would have just gotten that little bit of a win there. It was so close, milliseconds even.
Just a little bit more time and FaZe would have had that round. Nice shots right there from Factions to save it, but impressive. He almost sowed enough doubt into Factions to make him think about where he could have been.
If Press just got onto site a little bit quicker, I mean, his timing was great, but that extra second, if he got onto site, game changing.
Makes a huge difference, So we're gonna go back here. FaZe on the attack. No one grabbing the bomb, Pedro. They're just hoping for some frags off the rip here.
Yeah, that is an interesting play. I mean, you do have to question as Beats gets the first kill. How are they gonna play this? As we see one player pick up bomb as it's Beats. Beats got his pick, went back for the bomb. They're playing really patient, really smart as Press gets a kill over Truth, and now we're just seeing Optic fold almost. But FaZe is taking up really good positions, playing with each other, but Seawads gets taken down by Brandon, and Press trades out Seawads, and it's just a 1v1 again. Same guys, and this time FaZe takes the win. It's a beautiful round.
Back and forth. Great back and forth game right here. It's all coming down to the 1v1s. I love it. Some beautiful shots. A great impact round from Press right there with a couple frags.
Absolutely. I mean, Press, an absolutely talented player, and we see that there in terms of his positioning. 5 and 5. He shows up when it matters. He covers his teammates, and he gets the trades. We saw that with the Brandon death, and we're seeing a very, very close game right now.
Yeah, I think Optic's gonna have a good game plan here for the attack. They've gotta start taking their lead here. It's gotta start somewhere. We're really at a stalemate in terms of score. They're gonna head right for that A site.
I mean, highlighting Beats currently is a great choice as we see Press get a pick off immediately, but Beats gets caught out by Bendy. We need to see this FaZe team kind of put up a fight, and now it's a Zaren left in a 1v3. We've seen this before, and Bomb is planted at A. Anything is possible right now. Zaren just has to play his time correctly because he needs to kind of put these players into individual positions so he can actually get the 1v1 fights, because I believe in Zaren. I believe Zaren will be able to pick off those 1v1s.
I think Zaren's gonna expect the guy behind him again. It could be happening. He gets the turn onto Brandon. He's gonna go for the third, but he's not. He's gonna be denied. Denied again. Once again, he cannot fend off that FaZe clan push.
I mean, you have to respect Zaren's sixth sense there, but Factions is just that guy, and he hides in the perfect corner to take out Zaren, and it's just perfect gameplay.
Good awareness for Zaren to check that corner though, but just didn't have the aim to follow it up. We're gonna go back, switch sides, FaZe once again.
I mean, now that it's 4-3, we do have to question who takes this next round. It's been going back and forth, but will Optic put their foot down and take a second round in a row, or will FaZe still be known as their comeback champions? I mean, anything is possible. We saw that hardpoint map. FaZe is known for coming back, but Optic is also known for just holding it down, as we see Zaren take a very crucial fight, and that leaves the teams in the 4v3, and I think that's perfect timing for FaZe to kind of refuel their confidence.
Yeah, the nice early pick there. They're going to be able to take some map space here. They're kind of collapsing a little bit on these Optic guys. Zaren with the double kill onto Bendy and Brandon, and a little bit of BM after that too, shooting those bodies. I don't know about that one, but I'll take it.
I mean, Zaren has already gotten 3 kills out of the 4 possible kills this round, and Zaren almost gets the ace, but Factions with the bad manners. Someone needs to find these guys. This game's getting toxic. I understand it's FaZe versus Optic, but something has to stop them from having ill manners.
Kind of in the reverse here. Optic is now in the 1v3. Factions all on his lonesome. He's going to have to make some magic happen right here.
I mean, anything is possible as we see Factions approach 2 enemies. He gets 1.
The team kill from Seawads onto Press.
I didn't even realize that. Wait, Beats has to get back instantly. He was not expecting this, and he does. FaZe takes the 8th round, leveling it up 4-4.
I'm sweating over here, Pedro. After that team kill that Seawads had onto his teammate right there, I thought it was all crumbling for FaZe, but they managed to squeak it out.
There is just a lack of trust amongst these FaZe members, and they really have to lock in and understand, hey, I believe in my teammate, let me get out of his way. This way, if at least one player goes down, it won't be both of them.
Yeah, FaZe, they've got to break the line right here. I think after that one, they got away. They took the round from Optic, really, after that team kill. It could have gone horribly. Truth backstabs Bendy to start the round, putting Optic at a weird disadvantage. I'm not sure about that one, Pedro.
But Factions does get a kill back. And this leads to a question of if Optic is even locked in as Truth gets gunned down by the pistol. I mean, it almost feels like Optic doesn't even want this win.
Not only did Truth backstab his teammate off the spawn, where Fractions takes out Beats right there. Not only does Truth backstab his teammate, he doesn't even get a frag for it. Brandon sneaks up on Zarin, and once again, he is just bullying Zarin.
Now Press has to play a very patient game here. It's him and Brandon. Brandon, we know him as a very talented fragger, but he also is getting a little too cocky currently. And there's gonna be a position here where Press is able to get this kill, and he whiffs!
No, 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 he had it. He had it. He was just looking at the wrong staircase. Oh, some missed shots. That'll cost him, Brandon. He's not gonna take that lightly. Oh, the drop shot.
That was one that Press needed. But now with Optic on match point, anything is possible. Optic just needs to take that round win in order to win the match. But FaZe can obviously come back as they're so known for. But it's just a matter of instinct.
That was a backbreaker. Oh man. That one will hurt FaZe for a while. Some missed shots, a really good opportunity right there to take down Brandon as Bendy gets the opening frag. Gunfights coming in. Both sides, Zarin takes out Bendy. Truth refragging onto Press, and Seawad's taking out Factions. Brought into a 2v1 now for FaZe Clan. Or for Optic, pardon me. Zarin, he's sneaking up behind him. He doesn't hear him.
Oh, and he gets the finisher. But Brandon is approaching really quickly. Will Brandon be able to get that kill? No, Zarin takes the win as we go to a match point. Winner takes all.
That was insane awareness from Zarin right there. That was actually beautiful. Even the kill cam gets the ending of that execution, realizes, I think there's a guy right up behind me, and it was Brandon trying to sneak up once again. Unsuccessful this time, and Zarin puts his team into the final round.
This final round is make or break. We could see Optic just sweep the opponents, or we could see FaZe put up a fight and absolutely just hammer on Optic. Make sure that they know, hey, you're getting too cocky, but we're the better team.
This has to be a mistake-free round from both sides. Zarin is out in the open immediately. Gonna take some big damage, but Beats and Press, they're gonna take 2 off the Optic side. This is not looking good for Optic, but with Brandon on the field, anything is possible.
I mean, yeah, but we are seeing a player approach Zarin as Zarin goes for the knife kill and gets it over Factions. We're seeing an insane FaZe play right now as Brandon is last alive but gets one. Press goes down and Zarin gets the knife kill. FaZe Clan take the S&D map. Beautiful game.
It started with Brandon on the drill, trying to get some knife kills, and it ended with Zarin knifing Brandon. Taste of your own medicine. FaZe take the S&D map on Skyline. Beautiful stuff from Zarin, going 14-7. Really clutched up for his team there.
Absolutely, and Zarin going absolutely berserk with a 1.27 KD. I mean, it's absolutely incredible to see Hayden, but it's just magical, really.
Yeah, I really like the way FaZe Clan played right there. You know, they were down a few times, you know, just by one round. They never let the game really slip out of their hands. They could always tie it up, and that momentum swing, they were down 5-4, and they came back and they won it. And I really appreciate Zarin's, you know, his contributions right there. Some beautiful plays.
Absolutely, and we do have to respect this FaZe Clan team as we see a team that shows resilience. Because going down how they did and losing that 5th, I believe it was the 10th round, the way they did, it was really unfortunate. And going into the replay, we see Zarin get that first knife kill and then chase after Brandon. And that just kind of solidified the deal.
Yeah, that knife kill was really the catalyst. It started it all right there. One onto the first player, and the second onto Brandon to end the game. It's a true masterful performance by Zarin right at the end to clutch up for FaZe Clan.
Absolutely. And with that being said, we see a tie from FaZe Clan and Optic, the worst scoreline you could see between two well-established orgs, and something we wish to see be a little more competitive, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. You want a true decider, but unfortunately, we're not going to find that today.
Unfortunately, not. So thank you guys for watching the Saints broadcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Pedro. Thank you for watching.
My name is Hayden, or Phaser, and I hope you guys enjoyed our broadcast. Thank you all for joining us.
Have a great day.